Now, in this episode, we're going to look at creating a delightful charcuterie board featuring meats and cheeses, fruits, vegetables, and of course, we're going to be pairing it with wine. Are you ready for this one? Come on, let's go. Hey there, Posse. I'm Pierre, and welcome to Asti Wine Consultants. As we're learning more about wine together, one of the important things to do is make sure you're pairing your wine and your food as best you can. Now, in this particular video, we're going to be talking about finger foods, specifically a charcuterie board. Now, I'll give you some ideas on what you want to put on your charcuterie, plus which wines will be the best matches. Also, keep in mind, at any time, if you like what you hear, click like or subscribe or hit the little bell so you'll be notified when there's a new post. Also, make sure you share this with your friends. I'm sure they would appreciate it. Now, with charcuterie boards, I start off with the meats. Here are 7 or 8 different meats to consider. Prosciutto. Prosciutto is from Italy, but you can really use virtually any thinly sliced, delicate and salty cured ham. This pairs with light and crisp white wines like Sauvignon Blanc or even a sparkling Prosecco. Now also next up is salami. Choose a flavorful variety of salami such as Genoa, Soppressata, or pepperoni. Typically I get the large roll of sausage, summer sausage. Either I slice it or dice it. You can use a medium body red wine like Pinot Noir or actually a rosé. Now next up is a chorizo. It includes slices of the Spanish chorizo for a smoky and sort of spicy flavor. Pair it with a bold red wine such as a Tempranillo or a Malbec. Capicola. Add some spicy capicola to your charcuterie board. This Italian cured meat pairs nicely with medium-bodied red wines like Chianti or Sangiovese. Bresaola. For a lean and delicate option, add bresaola, which is an air-dried beef from northern Italy. It pairs with light-bodied red wines like Beaujolais or a dry rosé. Now, grilled chicken slices. Seasoned and grilled and sliced chicken breast is another lean protein option. Similar to bresaola, chicken pairs well with light-bodied red wines like Beaujolais or a fruity rosé. And if you want to add a touch of elegance with sliced or smoked salmon, you can do it. It pairs well with dry, slightly acidic white wines like Chardonnay, a French Bordeaux, or a light-bodied rosé. Now, as you heard up to this point, rosé goes nicely with a lot of these meats. Now, staying with the proteins, let's take a look at complementing your cured meats with a variety of cheeses. And we start off with brie. Brie is a creamy and buttery and soft cheese. It pairs well with Chardonnay or light-bodied wines like a Beaujolais. Goat cheese. Goat cheese is tangy and slightly acidic, offering a distinct flavor. This pairs with a Sauvignon Blanc or a light-bodied red like a Pinot Noir. Now, personally, I love the small packaged goat cheese rolled in sort of a cranberry and cinnamon mixture. If you get that, a Beaujolais would really work well. Gouda. Gouda is a semi-hard cheese with a nutty, slightly sweet taste. Pair it with a medium-bodied red wine like a Merlot or actually a fruity rosé. Feta cheese is a briny and crumbly cheese. Pair it with a refreshing white wine like Riesling or Sauvignon Blanc or a light-bodied red like a Pinot Noir. Fresh mozzarella is soft and creamy and perfect for summer boards. It pairs well with a light and zesty white wine like Pinot Grigio or a crisp rosé. Now, how are you doing there? Is this information helpful? If it is, write Asti in the comments below. Now, let's take a look at some of the fruits and vegetables. Now, frequently during summer months, people will go a little bit heavier with the cheeses and fruits and vegetables than they do with the meats. I like to keep a balance. Frankly, my boards tend to get a little jam-packed, especially when I add some hummus. Now, typically, I get plain hummus so it doesn't fight with the other flavors on the board. I use the hummus as a dip for both the vegetables and the breads and crackers. The fruit and vegetables not only enhance the charcuterie, but it also adds contrast and nice color to make it visually a little bit more appealing. Now, it's easy to start off with grapes, sliced apples, and berries. You can pair them with fruit wines, actually fruity white wines like a dry or off-dry Riesling, or a light-bodied wine like a Gamay. As far as red and green grapes, or actually the black grapes, are concerned, they pair well with both red and white wine. That's based on your own personal preference and taste. As far as berries are concerned, include fresh berries like strawberries and raspberries and blueberries for a burst of sweetness. Pair them with a sparkling wine like a champagne or a prosecco, or actually even a fruity rosé. Sweet and juicy strawberries pair well with light and fruity red wines like Beaujolais or a sparkling Lambrusco. Pineapple is tropical and tangy and adds a burst of flavor. Pair it with a dry and aromatic white wine like a Gewürztraminer or a fruity rosé. Watermelon is refreshing and hydrating and perfect for summer. Pair it with a slightly sweet and fruity white wine like a Moscato or a sparkling rosé. Fig jam adds a touch of sweetness and pairs well with cheese and crackers. Fig jam works well with dessert wines like port or a sweet Riesling. Olives and pickles add some briny and tangy elements to your board, along with additional color. These pair well with dry white wines like Pinot Grigio or a light-bodied red like a Cabernet Franc. Now, shifting a little bit, here are a couple of vegetable ideas like cucumbers and yellow squash and green zucchini spears. They all work well. Pair them with a light and refreshing white wine like a Sauvignon Blanc or a sparkling wine like a Cava or actually a Prosecco. Sweet and tangy cherry tomatoes, pair them with light-bodied red wine like a Sangiovese or a dry rosé. Bell pepper strips, red, yellow, green, orange. These add color and crunch. Pair them with medium-bodied white wines like a Viognier or a light-bodied red like a Beaujolais. Now, finally, we have the bread and crackers. You can provide crusty slices of baguettes, such as a classic accompaniment, or a pita, or personally I use a variety of artisan crackers. All these pair with any of the suggested wine pairings. Now, as far as crackers are concerned, you can choose from a variety from plain and flavored crackers. Personally, I usually stick with the plain crackers, something as neutral as possible so you're not fighting against the other flavors on the board. Well, I have given you a number of different wines as we've put all this together. The most versatile wines that you might want to consider would be a rosé, a Sauvignon Blanc, a Pinot Grigio, a Pinot Noir, Beaujolais, Prosecco or a sparkling wine, and a Vermentino. Folks, remember, these are just suggestions. You can mix and match according to your own personal preference. Use my ideas as a springboard to create your own masterpiece. Hey Posse, thanks so much for investing the time to watch this video. I trust it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And please consider hitting subscribe. Also, click here to check out our new online shop. We have a great lineup of wine-related items that will help you get the most out of your wine experience. Oh, and be sure to check out these other videos. Until next time, cheers.